Well, good morning, YouTube fans. It is Sunday, May 7th, 2023, 9:20 in the morning. And we have just launched on Lake Sonoma at the Rockpile Road ramp. The weather forecast today was for becoming sunny. A high of, I believe, 64, and light winds becoming southerly at 5 to 9 in the morning. So right now I'm going 3 miles an hour headed south, so yeah, wind's sort of southeasterly right now. So that's the direction it was supposed to come from. We will be having a headwind on our way up the Warm Springs arm. Hopefully it'll be doable. And the plan today is to head up Warm Springs arm to Little Warm Springs Bay and then into Picnic Creek. And I'm going to look for a suitable place to go ashore in Picnic Creek. And my plan is to hike the South Lake Trail. It's probably only about maybe a mile and a half round trip. And try and find the bridge that goes over the Picnic Creek. We were up here 12 days ago, and lovely row. We did about the same thing we're going to do today, but I didn't go ashore. I was looking for the trail, or for the bridge rather, and I could see a little bit of the trail up near the mouth of Picnic Creek, but back in the boondocks it got the woods were too thick, and I really couldn't see what was going on. I didn't see any signs of the trail, and I looked as far as I could upstream and couldn't spy the bridge. So I decided I'd like to go and hike to it. I'll carry the GPS along with me, and so I'll have a track right to the bridge. The weather's just perfect for rowing. The sun is warm from the port side here, but it's just pleasant. I checked the water level, the lake level this morning, and looked in the logbook to see what it was when we were here 12 days ago, and the water's only gone down about 5 inches in that 12 days. So there probably is still a little bit of runoff from the last storm we had, but as I came past the outlet to the lake on my way driving here, I could see that they're letting out just a minimal amount of water coming down the chute there. So hopefully that will be the condition for the rest of the year, that they're just letting out minimal amounts, and so you'll have good rowing, beautiful lake for the rest of the season. We were here on the Warm Springs Arm and rode all the way up to the end of navigation because of some rocks beginning to show above the water. It would have been on March, I think it was the 17th. Oh, there's a bald eagle perched upon a snag there. For some reason the cell phone camera is shut off. And he's eating something because he keeps putting his head down between his feet. So he's been successfully fishing here. "12 days ago when I was here, I saw a bald eagle up on a hillside, but he, she, or it was just sitting on a tree way up on the mountainside, and I waited for half an hour, but it wasn't moving. Just sitting there in the sun. All right, got the cell phone camera started again. I'm going to turn the cell phone camera around and back up over toward where that eagle is. Where the hillside rises away from the lake there, on your left, you can see that first tall tree, and then there's a gap. And just on the left side of that gap, almost in the foliage of that tree, is where the eagle is. Tighten down these oars so they're not so noisy. Oh, now he's looking at me. Okay, the eagle is going behind that one little branch. Okay, now he's coming out. I'm far enough away that I don't spook him. Yep. Whatever he was eating, he carried it with him as he went away. So usually they're not quite so spooky, and you can get up close to him. He's still flying around out there, but he's headed back up the Dry Creek Arm so he can dine in peace and quiet. So we're at it again. Got wood in the water, and quartering wind on the port side. Just a light breeze, maybe blowing 2.5 miles an hour, something like that. Hope those clouds don't thicken, although if they do, I've not got a warm jacket, but the sun behind the cloud right now, even just a thin cloud, it feels noticeably chillier. So, I'm going to shut the cell phone camera down, save battery, and I will carry it with me. I'll probably carry the 360 camera with me when we're hiking too, so I can get as much footage as possible. So, until later. Let's get the GPS up again. There we are. Quite a few boat trailers in the parking lot this morning. So there's a bunch of fishermen out here. The water's gotten clearer every time I come out since last middle of February, when it was right in here. It was the color of cream in your coffee, but it's becoming green, so I imagine the clarity now is such you can see down, well, maybe 5 or 6 feet, and that is good news for the osprey and the golden, or bald eagles rather, since they're fishing birds. They'll be able to see the fish. I have seen a few osprey and a couple of bald eagles since the beginning of the year, but they're flying around looking for something to catch, but the water was so murky, so turbid, that you couldn't see, or they couldn't see. But now that the water's clearing, I expect that there'll be a lot more activity from the fish eagles. see the ramp working again. I meant the ramp at the store in the marina here. We were out here in mid-February. Mid-February or March? I guess mid-March. The lake was up, a little over 10 feet from where it is now, and there was a couple of feet of water in the store up there. And the Corps of Engineers had to wait to open the gates to start getting the water down until the Russian River had passed its flood crest. If they'd have been dumping water out of here to keep the store dry, it would have done some more flooding down along the Russian River, Guerneville and Monte Rio area. Today is my old friend Tony Townsend's 89th birthday. I called him this morning. Hadn't spoken to him since his birthday last year. Back in it must have been about 1958, late 1958, in Santa Barbara. I was in a coffee house in Santa Barbara called the Noctambulist, and it was the first coffee house in Santa Barbara. And they had a stage, and they had folk musicians. And in those days, they had some pretty well-known people who are well-known these days that were just getting started, coming through, and they'd play maybe for a weekend and then they'd be gone. But they had a few regulars. Tony was one of them. He played guitar and sang, and I was in there with a trio, piano, bass, and drums. I played bass, and I started going in early to listen to the folk music, and I really liked Tony's music and his musicianship. And one evening I asked him if I could sit in on bass, and he said sure. he was playing oh, I don't remember the song. Might have been the fox. Fox went out for the hunt one night. Anyway, I knew the song from an old Burl Ives album my mother had gotten when I was about 9. So I started harmonizing in the chorus with Tony, and when we were done with that tune, he said, "That was cool. What other tunes you know?" And I said, "Hell if I know. Play something and I'll do what I can." And we worked together fairly regularly. At one point, in another club, I think 2 clubs later, Tony actually had I think it was a half-hour radio program on an FM station, I think one night a week. And so there we were on a local FM station singing folk songs. And I've been out of music for a very long time, but last year I went online, started searching for people that I'd known years and years ago, and found a phone number for Tony and called him. And we're both getting old, and we're reminiscing this morning about the old days, which were quite wonderful in our musical careers. So if I end up posting this video on the Ragtime Billy Peaches YouTube channel, why, this video is dedicated to Tony Townsend. And that guy was pushing a lot of water for as slow as he was going. Well, it's about time to recycle the 360 camera. It shuts down at 29 minutes and 1 second. So before it does that, we'll give you a sign off. And when we get into Picnic Creek, start looking for a place to go ashore, we'll turn on the camera again, and we'll be back. Stop recording.